Please welcome Mitch Marsh.
Oh, that wasn't you, Bison. That was Shaun. He got that excited for you. He forgot to complete the run.
So they had a big cuddle in mid-pitch. And then he had to get back.
Come on,
Shaun. Would have been run out for 99.
You would have.
Would have been a good story.
Well, great story. You tell them at your cashy.
What's going on, please?
Do a few cashies?
No, mate, no. Just cruising. Maybe after cricket when I'm with you boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Been home for a few weeks, so we go to the West Indies for 5 T20s on 12th of July, but bit of time at home has been
Congrats on the IPL. You played beautifully. Must have been very happy.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice to, I guess, prove to myself that I can still bat after a tough summer. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. We had a great group of overseas players, and it was good. We missed the finals, unfortunately, but had a good time.
I watched a fair bit of it, Fat. You batted beautifully, and what I loved is you stayed nice and still, and if it ever got sort of waist high or above,
whack,
you just kept depositing them into the stand.
And open the batting. You like that?
Yeah, loved it, yeah. I actually had one of the greatest roles in cricket history. I was opening the batting, and then I was the impact sub, so I'd just bat and then go and have a shower, and that was my game done. No fielding. Didn't bowl a ball.
Yeah,
it was outstanding.
Now that's cricket.
That is you would be happy doing that. Like now, Super Giants.
Yeah.
So tell us about that competition, because we all watch it on telly, but to be there, every game's a sellout, and every atmosphere, they tell me, is electric.
Yeah, it's really quite hard to put into words what the growth of the tournament over 18 years has been incredible, but the fans are just unbelievable. Our ground was 60,000 seats and it was full every game. And you've probably got 2 away games at home when MS Dhoni plays at your home ground, and then when Virat comes. It's an incredible experience. It's a really tough competition. I think in a 10-team comp, I honestly think that probably any of those 10 teams could win it if they come together at the right time. So it's hard work, but we have a lot of fun, and it's amazing for world cricket.
15th season playing IPL, is that right?
I've had a few off in between, but we'll run with that. Yeah.
You know what that tells me, Tim? Good coin.
Oh, thank you, Bill.
Wow.
You've worked that out, have you?
Mate, what about that? Mitchy boy, that's nice. What about your cricket? Obviously IPL. Are we still looking at Test cricket? Are we suiting up for WA? What's in the near future?
We've got a lot of white ball cricket for Australia over the next 6 to 12 months, and especially leading into that.
Yep.
T20 World Cup next February, March, which is will be a big one. But
in the States?
It's in India and Sri Lanka.
Oh, Sri Lanka?
Yeah, India and Sri Lanka. It's probably my favourite place to tour, actually, Sri Lanka.
Is it?
Yeah, good surf, amazing food, great people.
What about the grounds or something? Good surf, good food.
Yeah, the wickets turn far too much. I've never scored a run there. Just won't look too far ahead.
Sure. No, good.
And captain, so are you enjoying that still?
Yeah, it's it's a huge honour to captain your country, and I think probably more importantly just the bunch of lads that we have. And a lot of the big boys don't play all of the series in the lead up to the big tournaments purely on a workload basis, but when we all come together, it's amazing. We're going to have some young guys getting some opportunities over the next few months, which is going to be awesome. It's a huge honour.
How did you go in the IPL? I didn't know the specific games. When you came up against the big Hoff or Cummo or Starkey and your opening, so they've got the new rock. Any chirping going on? What happened?
I actually belted Paddy.
Good.
And first ball of the IPL hit Starkey for 6. So
good.
Oh. Did you say something?
Absolutely not. No.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not good enough to chirp back, but those guys are some of my best mates in life. So I usually hate coming up against them, but and for the record, I didn't belt Paddy. I hit him for maybe 2 4s, but
good. Just leave it at you belted him. That's all we care
take
about.
That.
Exactly.
But it's always nice coming up against your mates.
What the oath it is.
Now tell us, Swampy, of course, your old man Jeff played 50 tests, a great opener.
Star.
We all loved him. What's he up to?
He actually works down at a little business Shaun and I have got. He's on the gate letting all the truckies in. And he actually gets in more trouble than he does work, because he's always talking to the truckies about cricket and holding up the line. And then I think being a granddad's probably the hardest job he's ever had. It's full time for him. asked him to catch up for a beer on the weekend. He's got 6 games of basketball to go and watch,
Got
and
no time.
he's babysitting. So he's a busy man. He's just flown over to the West Indies.
Oh, yeah, good.
The touring group.
Yeah, with Merv. So I'm sure that'll be a dry trip.
Oh, yeah,
no, that won't be. Well, that's Michelle. She would be doing most of the heavy lifting. Your beautiful mum.
Yep. She's the boss of the whole family. So
is she? And Shaun, of course. What's he up to?
Shauno's just about to go on a European holiday with the family, so he's doing it tough.
Yes.
He's still
cricket or anything?
Yeah, he's still playing in a few of the Legends leagues that are.
yeah.
I've actually thought about retiring and just going and playing
Play
those.
with
That
him,
sounds
yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's still playing a bit of cricket, which is I can't fathom once you pull up the boots. But yeah, they're still in.
Is he still ripped up? He's always had the great rig.
Yeah.
Sauce.
I'd say he's probably the Vayner of the two of us.
Vayner.
I'm probably more of the Billy.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Because Fat's got a bit of audio that you actually thought it was yourself when you heard it. That's coming up next.
I haven't seen that.
And we're also going to discuss the Kangaroos, who have just been in town because Big Bison is a very passionate Rabs North Melbourne fan.
Yes, he is. More with Mitch Marsh next on the Rush Hour.
Now, we've got the Cricketer of the Year, the Allan Border Medal, which I absolutely love. Of course, everyone loved your speech.
Yes.
But there was a part of it. Have we got it clipped up ready, Rabs? Tiny
Yes,
bit.
we do.
There's a
Yes.
part of it where Bill actually thought it was him that was speaking. Have a listen.
Exactly.
I'm a bit fat at times and I love a beer, but
Fat thought that was him.
People love that crap, don't they? They love that Mitchie.
Yeah, it was. In the moment, I was probably a little bit emotional, as everyone
saw that, yeah.
But I had a lot of middle-aged men coming up to me and actually thanking me and say that they can finally relate to a professional
See,
cricketer.
Jim, you got to be relatable, and that's what he is.
Certainly to you.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Because you're a lot fat and love a beer.
Do you get people buying your beers, coming up and just dropping them there? Love you, Mitch.
Yeah, often they go, "Love you, Shaun,"
Yeah.
but no, not really.
No.
I wish I did.
So tell us about the Kangas, mate. They were here for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that you and Sauce dropped in and had a chat to them at one stage. How was that?
Yep. We went down to training, which, we normally play one game a year here if it's an away game, and often schedules haven't really ever allowed us to be here. So to be able to get down there and to be invited into the, I guess their inner sanctum and watch training and tell a few stories and chat to the lads, I said to them, it was a huge honour when you get invited into the change rooms and the inner sanctum. So, they seem a really connected group. They're obviously really young and hopefully building towards something special. But I think as a fan, and you watch them beat Carlton on the weekend and you sit on the couch and you're pretty happy.
What about that day? We had to win here at the old Subi Oval
North.
to get into the finals. And that was, you would have been about 21 or 22 at that stage, I reckon. And Big Bice said, Jim, you reckon I can get into the rooms? I said, no problem at all. Played a couple of, series for Australia. So down he comes, and you were there for the whole pre-match. And then the boys went up the race, and I said, well, come on, walk up with them.
Run out with them.
So he didn't run out with them and walked up after it.
I had my boots and bag.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Stood and then came in at half-time and full-time, and North Melbourne was one of the rare occasions beat West Coast at Subi.
Wow.
And I said to him, Bice, you don't have to stick around, mate. You can go whenever you want. He said, I'm not going anywhere. I reckon it was to that stage the best day of your life.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, you grow up, supporting these teams, and I just love it and looking forward to hopefully a good few years.
Why North Melbourne, by the way?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Another one, Matty.
Yeah, good question. Dad went for North Melbourne.
Yeah. Why did
Obviously, I think before the WA teams came in, 70s was obviously a really good era for the club. And
A
then
lot of WA players too, Ross Glendenning and the Cracker brothers and all of
WA
them.
players.
Yeah.
So we've actually got a pretty big supporter base over here. And then 95, when Freo came in, Dad's a staunch Freo man. So
right.
he wasn't invited down to the club last week. But Shaun and I sort of, just
Stayed on.
And if you look back to the 90s, even though I was young, we played Friday night footy.
Well, it started Friday night footy.
Yeah. So it was a good team to back for in the 90s.
So when you were doing Q&A with the boys last week, apparently they asked you who was your bunny. And who did you say, Mitchie boy?
I stupidly forgot that there was a camera on me, and I thought I'd just try and tell a little gag that a bloke who'd taken 704 tests against West Pedestrian. So it got to be the legs that
Jimmy
that little
Anderson.
piece. And Jimmy, I don't think he was overly happy with me, but I'd like to think that by the end of playing against Jimmy for almost 10 years and a few Ashes,
Yeah.
by the end, I was maybe, if not one
In
of
front?
the only Australian that he might have liked. So I had a little bit of leeway with my
Good.
comments, but
That's all right. It's a bit of fun.
yes, 704 tests against Jimmy. You weren't pedestrian, mate.
No, a couple of questions
Yes,
here
go
for
on.
him.
Fat,
Just half
Fat loves
volleys.
his cricket. He was absolutely
very good.
woeful at it,
I was
but
a
he
bit
loves
like
the
you,
game. So
all-rounder.
no, you weren't anything like him. So go on.
All-rounder, bowled outies
No,
like you,
he
and
did
then
nothing,
bat
Fat.
about 5 or 6 and
in
whack
the,
them
in the
everywhere.
thirds at Essendon. Anyway, what are we doing?
Didn't like anything short. Biggest 6 you've ever hit in a big game of cricket?
Champions League and Centurion, South Africa.
Righto.
Long time ago. Not
Who
sure if
off?
you'll be able to
You
find
know,
footage. No, I can't remember.
The best 6 you ever hit was Mark Wood. Was that Old Trafford?
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good one.
when we're in trouble, weren't we?
And absolutely smoked it.
We're in trouble. Everyone's missing them or
If that had
nicking them.
hit a
He's gone
punter, it would have
whack.
put a hole through the middle of him.
Yeah, we can throw that one in there.
Best wicket you've ever taken?
Best wicket. I got Jacques Cullis out.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I had about 1 for 60 off 3 overs, and he skied one to third man.
Beautiful.
But
That's all right.
no one needs to know that.
No.
Virat here, I reckon, in a test match. Didn't you
Reckon,
nick
yeah.
him off? I reckon you did.
Yeah, we'll run with that too. Yeah, probably
I can't remember. Is there a catch you nearly dropped?
A catch I nearly dropped.
Yes.
Yeah.
This better be it.
Richard Pant at the MCG during the summer.
And you shit yourself, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
It was a
literally,
double.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you
yeah.
did.
Well, when you're not scoring a run and you're bowling pies, fielding becomes pretty important. So,
What about
catches?
the one in the deep at Adelaide? Was that? It might have been Virat,
Yeah,
actually.
Was
it
it
was
Virat?
Virat, yeah.
And
off
it
Nathan
ended up
Lyon.
the ice cream cone.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
the ice cream
decided to
cone.
go fingers up.
I actually slipped over, and it was in the sun. I had everything against me.
And
But,
you had to take
that was a
it.
good catch. Yeah, first test win that.
It was unbelievable win. I was sitting next to Punter in the
Oh.
commentary box. We threw to the ad break. I said, Bison has just done everything in his power to drop that catch.
Yep.
What
good.
about that time? You both made hundreds, SCG. That's got to be the greatest moment of your cricketing career, you and your brother.
Yeah, it was a special day.
Mum and Dad there, everyone who knows you got emotional. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, and especially I guess in the Ashes series, yeah, that was really special. As was mentioned before, we almost stuffed it up. But, and I think I blocked out the last over of the night before.
yep.
Sean was on 97 or something, so I got booed that night.
No.
But,
You knew what you were
Sauce
doing.
was fuming at me.
Sauce.
Yeah.
But you batted for a long time together too.
Yeah,
So
we
it
did,
wasn't just that you both made hundreds. You actually spend a long time at the crease together.
Yeah.
As brothers, that must be surreal.
Yeah, it was. I think we probably will look back on it more fondly once we're both finished. But yeah, it's certainly something that we look back on. pretty
Your old
fondly.
man, he's loved you all playing, but he will quite look forward to the fact that you're going to stop at some stage because there's never been a more nervous man watching his sons play cricket than your dad.
Yeah, I'd say the whole Marsh family are pretty nervous characters when it comes to cricket, myself included. Dad came to a test match, the first day-night test match against New Zealand, and we're only chasing
Yeah,
a small
bugger all.
total. Yeah. Shaun and I batted for half an hour together. And Dad actually left Adelaide Oval and was just walking around Rundle Mall at about 8:30 at night. Couldn't watch. And I said, mate, what's the point in coming over?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't watch us.
Well, I played with
Oh.
your dad, and he could only open the batting. He couldn't bat anywhere else. And before he opened, like a 10-minute changeover innings,
Yeah.
Swamp had ripped through 7 darts. He just bought one off against the other, and literally his hands would be shaking.
Nervous.
But then he'd go out and
Yeah.
do it easy.
Yeah, he's I would have liked to. Well, I often joke that if I'm ever can't sleep, I just put his highlights on. Makes me fall asleep. But yeah,
What's on today? What do you do when you're back here at home in Perth?
today had a gym session early,
Good.
and then had a hit with my batting coach.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
And
that'll
then,
do.
Yep, and then got
Cue in the rack.
our little beautiful 7-month-old daughter who was asleep when I left, and she won't be asleep when I get back.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it'll be all hands on deck. I've spent she's 7 months old. I spent a lot of time away in that 7 months. So
Good.
being home with her and my wife is
Oh,
pretty
nice.
special.
Do you ever go down to the nets and have a hit?
We just did today, Bill.
No, when there's kids there or something.
No, I don't think so. No.
No, that'd be nice. Wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Imagine that.
Are you Freo?
Just,
What's your club, Freo?
Fremantle.
Yeah, so do you ever go to their nets just to say hello, or is that too hard these days?
Yeah, I'll probably cop a bit of flack from the boys. I'm in a WhatsApp group, and I every Saturday when we play, I just send a message, and all I say is "Eat them alive, boys." So that's been a bit of a running theme for me. Although I was a bit slack last year, but I haven't got down to Freo for a while. We've had a pretty hectic schedule.
Yeah. It's hard to do.
But I love the poor boys.
Hard to do. Mate, you're a bloody star. Thank
Yeah,
you so
well
much
done.
for dropping in. Good luck with everything that's coming up, including those white ball games in the West Indies.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, mate.